Hey everyone, welcome back to the Halo World Championships 2017. It is Friday, currently watching some group play as we build closer and closer to Championship Sunday, where we'll be giving out $1 million in the title of Halo World Champion. I'm Alex Axel Rodriguez here at the Xfinity desk with Walshy and Ghost.
Oh yeah.
Guys, how many matches down are we? 5 or so? 4?
I was prepared for that question. I was
a lot of matches.
I think about 4 or 5?
I think 4 matches down on the mainstream. We've had quite a few matches happening on the Bravo stream as well. So making sure you're taking advantage of all of the Halo action happening all weekend long. Coming up now on the stage, we have a little team called Optic Gaming. And, and by little team, I mean they're the defending world champions. Halo has not seen such a dominant team in a very long time. Optic Gaming is regarded as the best in Halo. They're about to take the stage, and this is going to be the first time we're going to see them on the mainstream. Now, they played a little bit earlier against Supremacy, a team from Europe. They're going to be playing against Crowd Pleasers, who also played against Supremacy. Both of them won. So Supremacy will be finishing as 3rd place in the group, and now we have Optic Gaming versus the Crowd Pleasers for 1st place in the group. And a lot of people might think that Optic is just going to win this. Would you guys agree?
I would agree with that, but if you count out Crowd Pleasers, if you don't think they're capable of putting up a fight or catching on fire and possibly winning, I mean, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Oh, 100%.
Clearly, Optic are the favorites, though.
I mean, but at the same time, we're talking about an Optic that had a little bit of a shaky start this morning, right? We saw them lose Game 1 against Supremacy. And my sources have told me that I believe a young Snakebite was actually ninja'd for that W. So I don't know if there's a clip of it that will ever make it onto the internet. But regardless, that's a big upset in my opinion, even though it is just 1 game. So maybe Optic, you know, had to warm up a little bit, and maybe they're in full force now. But regardless, that if I'm Crowd Pleasers, that's something that I want to hear. It's almost like, you know, Xerxes is bleeding, you know? I mean, we gotta take down the champs, man. And now here we are, again, just in group stages, not in brackets. But, I mean, it's a big matchup for Crowd Pleasers.
Here we see a shot of Optic Gaming looking formidable there in that picture. Honestly, I kind of want to see Optic win just so we can see a lethal interview. His interviews are just so entertaining. I'm sorry, that's lethal right there.
The chat blows up always too.
That's lethal right there. Yeah, so there's Optic Gaming getting ready. They're very used to the stage. They have one of those crazy records on the main stage, barely ever losing. There you see on the other side, the Crowd Pleasers. Lots of storylines from these guys. Showing a lot of emotion after making it through in Las Vegas to qualify for this event. So definitely a lot of heart
an upset
on this team. And there you see them, the Crowd Pleasers. What do you guys think of this squad?
I mean, I think that they definitely have more to prove this time around. We saw them have a bunch of upsets over in Vegas, and I'm curious to see if that was you know, just their energy and their hype, or if it's something that they're going to bring consistently to the table. And just looking at that photo, I got to say, Denoxide, man, he's so wide-eyed. I don't know if that's because he's, you know, that serious in a photo shoot, and he's ballistic, but regardless, yeah, it's that guy, he's got a lot of energy. And I mean, I remember telling Brett, I believe it was actually in Vegas, I said, man, you know, I teamed with you for a while, and you finally have a couple of guys that'll scream with you. So taking a look at the series layout here, I think a lot of these game types could potentially favor Crowd Pleasers looking to upset. Not saying that Optic isn't good at any of these game types, because we all know they're amazing at pretty much all of them. But regardless, yeah, you look at Truth Flag, there's definitely a chance that we could see some Sword Flag runs coming out from Crowd Pleasers.
Guys, it looks like the first map is loading up. The team's about ready to go as we continue the Halo World Championship. Before we get into the match, though, predictions. Best of 5, guys. Who's got it? What's the score?
I am saying 3-0 Optic.
Oh,
wow. I'll give it at least a 3-1. I think it could be a 3-2 Optic.
Okay, there you have it. Your defending world champions taking the stage here at the Halo World Championships 2017. The winner of this next match will be the victors of Group A. It's Optic Gaming versus the Crowd Pleasers. With the commentary, it's going to be Gaskin and T-Squared as we get into Game 1.
Optic Gaming versus Crowd Pleasers then. I think the key for Optic Gaming here is going to be soundproof headphones, just so they don't hear all that screaming coming from CP. I mean, even during warm-ups yesterday, Crowd Pleasers were just yelling at everybody.
I'm casting with Gaskin! Yeah!
Even T2 getting hyped here. But we casted GDD NA qualifiers leading up to Vegas, and we saw Crowd Pleasers come to their own, and we said, this is a team we've really got to look out for, and on land they could be very scary, but I think going up against Optic, they might just meet their match. Game number 1 is going to be Truth capture the flag. Tom, how do you see this one playing out?
The game's getting started. Let's go! We're starting this one off with Royal 2. He's going to go into the window and lay down some cover fire over here. Everyone obviously knows CTF Truth. We've seen it a couple times today. Optic Gaming, they are definitely the favorites in this match. It doesn't mean crowd pleasers can't do it. They're extremely aggressive. If they can get some momentum, that is the name of their game. Gaston, this flag's already being pulled from.
I was going to say, speaking of aggression, there's the flag already moving in the hands of Lethal, and this could be a very early cap, but he's having to turn around because he is getting pressure from behind. Is anyone else on his team able to pick that flag up? It looked like Snakebite's trying to make some work with it as well, but it doesn't look like Optic going to be able to put this one in just yet. Plenty of pressure coming in, but here comes 2 really important kills, and there's the flag now moving. Frosty should be able to easily slam this one home, and that's going to be a nice early lead for Optic. So that's one way to silence the crowd pleasers, by just putting a flag in within about 40 seconds.
Yeah, and it's tough when you are the crowd pleasers and you're going against one of the teams with probably the most fan support there is too, so that's going to be pretty tough. But the thing is after watching Optic Gaming lose that first game, they really tightened up, got serious, and just realized that they need to come out and dominate and play some perfect Halo over here. So I'm expecting to see them continue to play some really, really high-level Halo. But again, that doesn't mean that the crowd pleasers can't do it. The big difference maker, in my opinion, is the guy that is the loudest on the team, which is Kratos. So let's go ahead and see what Kratos is doing off of the spawn, because if his shot is on, he's always putting himself in very, I guess you can say, critical positions on the map for his team, because he's always going and doing the dirty work, getting the objective done, and pushing forward and advancing on the map. So if he's advancing on the map and shooting well, that's pretty much a recipe for success for this crowd pleasers team. So let's see if he's able to get into pink here and get control with this camo coming up. But what a nade from Lethal.
And to be fair,
look where that nade came from, too.
That's absolutely crazy. And he almost finds the triple as well. Looks for a double, but the sword will take him down. I can hear Kratos from here as well, screaming out loud. So a listening would actually terrify the viewers. So I don't even know if we should even do that because they're shouting so loud. But the thing is, just shouting that loud, sometimes it's not about intimidating your opponent, but it's about just giving yourself that confidence. As we now see Royal 2 just trying to take control of top mid here. They've still got the lead, the flag is being pulled, but this might just be a little bit of a willy-nilly pull just to try and distract them. Royal 2 as well comes in, lays down some shots into the body. He's making a statement.
Trying to get in the nade, it's had not a bad idea coming out here from Royal 2, but gotta watch out though, he's out of ammo, and I really love that play to come back and play a little bit of defense. That's one of the things that you really have to be aware if you're a top team. Never letting another player inside your base distracting you. Get that guy out ASAP and focus on getting and being offensive. That's one of the things that Boobadooboo brought up today that I really like. The best defense is a strong offense, so I really like to see these guys play aggressive and just show no fear, and that's what has to happen in Halo 5. You have to get a little bit fortunate in terms of, you know, oh, it's the timing, I guess you can say they call it the Call of Duty timing, look left and the guy pops out as soon as you do. So that happens very often in Halo 5, and one of the things that eliminates that, Gaston, is when you practice a lot. And who's very well practiced and organized? Optic Gaming.
Yeah, for sure. And in the moment, they've got crowd pleasers with their backs to the wall, and that means Snakebite can push in and run this flag as well. A few kills are coming out on the side of crowd pleasers, but he's still running this flag, and he's got a teammate there to help him out. It looks like it is Lethal there trying to grab this one, and he's going to be able to pull it. If he jumps up, he should be able to slam it down for 2-0, and that is going to be easy peasy. Ground pound coming through, and Optic just continuing their fine form here. Crowd pleasers really struggling to get out of their base, Tom.
The thing is crowd pleasers, they're all just pushing in one by one right now. There's not a cohesive, you know, all on the same page push coming out from these guys. And Optic Gaming, they're just picking them apart right now because they're just so well-rounded. This team has to be so frustrating to play against because very rarely do you see them make mistakes and very rarely do you see them miss shots. Like you just saw right there, Lethal just bulldozing his way into the base with that splinter grenade. Did so much damage, got 2 kills. Weakened naded in terms of putting him into this position now where he can't even push out towards the pink street, and bought enough time for these guys to maybe make a play on towards that camouflage. And as soon as naded wants to push, he gets lit up from all different angles.
the thing that Optic are doing really well is they've just split up the spawns as well of crowd pleasers. Rather than them getting 4 down and then pulling a flag and then getting another 4 down, at the moment it's 2 dying, then another 2. So constantly Optic have that numbers advantage, and they are slaying accordingly because of it. Now, we are going to see Naded just trying to make a play in the opposition base here, but grenades coming through, and they will suss him out. The hit markers will let them know where they are, whilst the flag is being pulled by Frosty, and he is going to chuck this one across the map. He knows full well Naded is there, so this is a really important battle for him.
Yeah, and Snakebite has the camo, so he's another important player as well on the map, and it looks like that's going to wear out, but he did toss a splinter grenade perfectly, and Naded still hasn't been cleaned up, so this is a possible opportunity here, and this would be very big if Naded's able to stop this return, because, again, this is a momentum-based team. So there it is. Kratos gets the return. Now you're starting to see the first time here that these guys on Crowd Pleasers have found their footing in this series, and that's going to be Snakebite shutting it down immediately when it happens.
Yeah, they did push in, but unfortunately for them, Optic off the spawn were able to shut them down immediately, so no flagpole going to come out just yet. We are still at 2-0, but I think the good point is that Crowd Pleasers didn't allow Optic to put that third in, so the game's not over just yet. Royal 2 is just hitting shots here, there, and everywhere at the moment, taking down the Noxide, and now he can push out, just waiting for his teammates to spawn with him as well. They have top mid control. They've got control of the whole map, to be honest, but just as I say that, Straight Sick picks up a kill onto Lethal to allow them to get back into the game. Storm Rifle comes out, he does miss the melee, but Snakebite is just letting everyone know where he is right now.
Yeah, he's, you know, voted most clutch by all the players. You saw that film, or if you didn't see that film over in between, I think it was Vegas or maybe St. Louis, but it was definitely one of the last couple of events where everyone voted Snakebite the most clutch player. And the guy is not only clutch, he's a great leader. Everyone on Optic Gaming, they are very composed in terms of the way that they give constructive criticism. They take it, they dish it out, they receive it very equally. So that's one of the things that makes Optic Gaming so strong, and that's why you see so much improvements in their game.
Snakebite now just defending as well. And as you said earlier, really important to have good defense. And I suppose when you've got a 2-0 lead, you can just sit back a little bit. You don't want to turtle up too much and allow the other team to come back into things, but that's 3 down now for Crowd Pleasers, and the flag is moving in the hands of Royal 2. He tosses it to Snakebite, and this should be easy pickings. They've got them on spawn now. You can see all the kills in the kill feed, and Snakebite is going to be able to put this third one in. That's going to be game 1 going to Optic Gaming.
Wow.
What a way to start the series, Tom.
What a dominating game number 1 coming from Optic Gaming. They were showing no mercy there to the Crowd Pleasers, and looking at the kills and the deaths coming out from the Prowler, overall 59 slays, yeah. 42. So just putting in serious work there. As you take a look at the individual stats, you know, everyone pretty even, you know, -3, -4 here and there coming out from the guys on the Crowd Pleasers. But Optic Gaming, these guys, again, are playing top-notch Halo right now. Whoever wants to take these guys down have to be playing at their best. And that is so scary to see how well they dominated in that game number 1 when they dropped game number 1 in their first series of the day.
Yeah, and I mean, against Supremacy, when they dropped that game, it was, I think, 100-96 they lost. It was a very close one. It's not like they were overrun immediately, but I'm starting to question who are the real Crowd Pleasers, because Optic at the moment, they have got a lot of fans in the audience here today, and I'm sure watching from home as well. But Crowd Pleasers just didn't get off to a good start. They were constantly behind. They weren't able to get back into the game because of the sheer control coming out from Optic.
That's the
Do they just need to start a little bit faster in the next game?
That's the keyword. The keyword that you used was control, and they were never able to find it. They never found themselves in pink. They never found themselves getting camo. They never found themselves getting sword. They didn't get into the enemy's bubble. They didn't do any single thing that they had to do in that game to set themselves up for success. They were trying to, but the positioning from Optic Gaming, the teamwork from Optic Gaming, just how well they played that game, it was over when it started pretty much. I mean, it was so well executed from the Optic Gaming side. There's nothing else that you can say. But overall, you can just brush that game off, move into game number 2, because the way that game types are set up in Halo 5, if you get to a good start, if you get control, then you never know what happens. This is going into Rig Slayer here, so if you get that scatter shot, you get that sniper rifle, get into these close range fights. Every game type is so different in Halo 5. That's why I really love seeing these series played out in best of 5s, and even better when it gets to the best of 7s.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, how much of that control transfers over to Rig Slayer, but you've pretty much answered that question yourself. It's obviously a great chance now for Crowd Pleasers to get back into the series. I do worry if they're going to go 2-0 down here, how their morale is going to be. When we were speaking during the qualifiers, I was saying, Crowd Pleasers, amazing if they're winning, but a lot of personality on that side. If they're losing, that's a big clash of personality.
Well, you remember that flag that they got the return when Naded snuck around, got under the base, got hit with that random grenade, stayed alive, got the perfect shots. That was the first time you heard him yell. And we're over here casting, but they're pretty far away. I mean, I don't have a tape measure on me, but I want to say that is definitely 2 tape measures length worth. So probably about 70 feet away from me over there. These guys are, but they're playing from the blue side. That's the good thing. So I want to see if maybe Denoxide or Naded, maybe Straight Sick. Heck, I've seen even Kratos be the main sniper for these guys and grab it in the start. So they should be able to put a 50-50 fight up for the scatter shot. 100% they should be able to get the sniper rifle. And let's see who it's going to be. It's going to be Kratos again.
Yeah, kicking things off here. Halo World Championships 2017. It's game 2 between Crowd Pleasers and Optic. Can they get back into this series? Kratos does have a couple of nades to take down a Frosty there, but he hasn't picked up the sniper just yet. Nadine's managed to find Royal 2 as well, so they've got an element of control. This is a much better start than we saw in the previous game. SMG kill coming out as well, so that sniper still there, but in comes Snakebite from behind because he's got the camouflage, he's found a double, and he's looking for more. He is thirsty for kills.
Well, I know Dave's about 10 feet away from me, but I think it's about time for him to pass that Captain Clutch tag on over to your boy Snakebite, because this game was all in Crowd Pleaser's hands, and Snakebite just snapped it right out of there. Hit him right on the wrist, it dropped on the floor, and Snakebite picked it up.
Yeah, and now they've got the sniper to work with. He can reposition himself as well. Also finds a battle rifle, so he's got all the goodies to work with. But Kratos is able to find a kill onto Frosty there, so things are going to slow down ever so slightly. They don't want to run into a Snakebite who does have a camouflage. As it wears off, it does just dissipate off him, so now he can just wait as well. We'll move on over to Observer mode to see exactly what's going on. You can see the X-rays there. You can see there are a couple of players just waiting around. So Crowd Pleasers deciding to slow it down so that they don't run into the sniper rifle. But are they going to get bitten by the snake, as he will just continue to retreat as Native finds a kill into Frosty?
Look at this rotation, Snakebite charging all the way across the map. All the players pushing towards the barrel side, so this is the perfect rotation coming out from Optic Gaming, and there it is. They are in the ideal situation now, getting on over towards the bunker, and it doesn't seem like from the player outlines anybody is in position. And hello, there's the sniper rifle guy. He has rotated all the way back, Crowd Pleasers. Now you may have to do another ring around the rosy over here. With the camouflage coming up, you know that Snakebite got that last one. I'm curious to see if he's going to run it again. Yeah, incredible movement coming out from Snakebite, but I mean, incredible from the rest of Optic to be able to protect him and allow him to do so. Yes, okay, he hit a nice little snapshot so that his teammates could finish off a kill of the player that was chasing him, as now he's going to continue to try and find shots with this sniper rifle. Is getting slightly aggressive and will actually catch Kratos from behind here, and the rotations from Optic are phenomenal. They are not just going to wait and let this game slow down. They want to get in the face of the Crowd Pleasers, and they are finishing things off. Great stuff from Snakebite, and now they have a 4-kill lead. Yeah, you could tell these guys are just so calm, collected. I want to actually go into an Astro listen-in with the guys from Optic Gaming. Let's go ahead and switch on out of the Observer mode and see what these guys are communicating.
All right, no free deaths here.
I'm going to go outside the map and look for...
There's a guy in basement.
We're going to listen.
Liquid picks, no free deaths.
I got this.
Yeah, snipe ball.
I'll hit him with a Kobe watch. There's one back at. I got a back on.
Barrels.
I'm at LeBron.
Two barrels.
Oh,
You sniping 10.
Snipes coming up.
Snipes coming up in 5.
Somebody go back bunker. Somebody go back bunker. Yeah, somebody go back bunker. Grab me.
I will. I'm just gonna watch it.
I'm just gonna. Another scatter. He's got scatter snipe ball. I'm just gonna nade it.
Yeah. Big lead. Full snipe. They're going for it.
Alright, they're naded it.
Alright. Yo, look up in field. It's
I'm
off the map.
It's off the map. It's off map. Alright. Matt, I'm coming back up top. One's basement.
Dan, look, come barrels.
He's got basement in the corner, Brad.
I can get him. I can get him. Watch, he's gonna jump and we can go home. Yep, no free deaths here.
Yo, Dan, what are you doing?
Nice. Watch, he's gonna jump. Big lead, full snipe. No free deaths.
Up top or low?
Sitting white corner. There's a guy.
Yeah, I'm blocking bunker one side.
There's a guy connector around me.
I'm gonna go outside here and look for it.
No, we don't have to make any plays right now.
I block bunker.
He's gonna jump.
There's one here.
The cat naded. I don't know.
I'm like bottom nest, I think. Or I'm just hearing a gate rattle.
They want to burn the clock, let them burn the clock. You can peek, yeah. You can just, honestly, you can sit on the plat.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yo, nest bridge.
Cow,
shot net bridge. Nest bridge. There's one cow. I got killed by carbine.
They're gonna push around. One barrels.
He's back out.
This guy.
There's another one.
Right behind you, carbine. I'm running.
Yo, I spawn bunker. Yo, Whitehall.
Okay. Yo, just push him.
No, he's snipe hall in.
Nice. I'm pushing. Alright, carbine. 40. I'm looking.
I got shots on Dan. Dan half health on you.
Another carbine.
Open field.
Keep staying alive. Camel's around 40.
He's gonna run out.
Guys, 40. I hear you, Chris. I'm gonna go try. Yeah, I'm voicing BJ, it might be screwed up because it's off the map. So might be off for a second or two.
Very calm and collected audio coming out from this Optic squad, even when Snakebite is hitting shots like that. I mean, the contrast probably from the CP boys is unreal. But when the game was slowing down, Tom, you just heard their nice and quiet communications coming through from them, just very calm.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about listening to Optic Gaming is, one, that is a very, I think, different listening we've heard from Optic Gaming in the past. I feel like one of the players has really stepped up the intensity level, which I really like to see, and it looks like a little bit of a comeback coming in here for the crowd pleasers as Kratos was able to grab the camo, but they pinpoint so well, Gaskin. That's the one word that I think about there. Pinpoint accuracy with their call-outs, and they really like to single people out, and that's one of the things that made them so dangerous, where they continue to the call-out. Once one person gets, you know, hey, there's a guy at Whitehall, well, they follow up that call with the guy's name, where he's going. I'm weak, I can't help you. Oh, I'm looking, I'm not looking. All of those little things just help you with the way that your screen looks, and it makes it seem like these guys are just, you know, masters of Halo, but once they really are, but it comes from the communication. That's where it all starts. You can listen to your headphones as much as possible, but that was just, you know, great comms coming out from Optic.
Well, let's see how calm the communications are coming out from crowd pleasers as we're going to jump into another Astro listening.
You dead? New snipe. New snipe. Two bunker right now. Yeah, new snipe soon. They're gonna push Nest Bridge. Bunker to E2. Watch Nest Bridge. Yo, already pipes. Shooting me. Lift Corey. They're gonna fly out. White corner, watch out. Watch out, white corner. Watch out, white hole. Sniper's up. Another one E2. E2 scatter. Nice. E2 scatter weak. E2 scatter. Watch out. They're guy pipe. Whoa. E2 watch out. Yo, snipe hole. Snipe hole right now. Lethal. Snipe hole, lethal. Long haul. Pushing Brett. Brett needs help. Camo 28, guys. Man. Two barrels. Nice. One dead. Alright, stay up. 2 barrels on me, guys. Camo and barrels, guys. Barrels. Play for this camo. Dude, where? Someone's gonna have to shoot it down. 28. I'll try to shoot it down. Someone needs to go sewers for this. I'm shooting it. I'm gonna shoot it down at 28. 30. Shooting at 30. White corner. Camo's gonna fall. He's on. In trenches. He has it. He has it right now. Trenches. 2 shots. He doesn't have it. It's still up. I died. Top rail killed me. He's gonna push you, right? They're gonna probably have camo now. White corner. Camo is still up. It was. They probably have it now. What's white corner? White hole. Small bunker. Yeah, bunker as well. Nice, snipe. Connector. Snipe off the map. I'm going top rail. Alright, we got it. Yes, nah, start working together. Yes, got it. Snipe off. Dude. White hole, guys. White corner. Spawn behind them, guys. White corner, yeah. I don't know where you went. I'm dying.
And actually, crowd pleasers sound a little bit deflated. Some of those call-outs almost sound like they're moaning a little bit, like, R2 over here. Oh, I died. Where was my support? They are slowly trickling behind.
Gaskin. Oh, man.
Not again.
We don't have breaks all day today. Dang it.
It is becoming a bit of a stomp now from Optic Gaming as they are just trickling further and further ahead. And we need to see something different coming out of crowd pleasers if they're going to get back into this game. They need to get that sniper rifle, they need to get control of a particular side of the map and just shut down Optic, because currently Optic just running away with this, Tom.
Yeah, they are, and they're just such a strong rig team. They're even better on rig strongholds, which is a little bit scary to think about, but it's a momentum game. That's why the start of CTF Truth was so important for this crowd pleasers team. The way that, you know, the flag was returned and they weren't able to get momentum off that was a big deal, and Optic Gaming just continue to carry that over.
Yeah, but now we see Kratos just trying to jump up, see what he can do, but they are 16 kills behind at the moment, and to be honest, I think even if they were able to gain control of the sniper rifle and the camouflage and the side of the map, they are still going to struggle to overturn this difference. Kratos will continue to do what he can, though. He is staying alive, and we'll just ground pound to continue his survivability here as he looks for more, and it slows down ever so slightly. I think that's the only way crowd pleasers can win this game, to be honest, is to slow it down and take it kill by kill. If they continue to run in one by one, Optic will just finish this off quickly.
Strategically, the biggest turning point of this game had to be when Snakebite rotated the sniper rifle. Would you agree, Gaskin? That was just a phenomenal play coming out from Optic, and the fact that crowd pleasers didn't have anybody waiting. The thing is Gaskin, doing that barrels push, it was really smart by crowd pleasers, but you can't do a 4-man push. What you do is you keep a croucher in the bunker waiting for them to come around, or you keep a croucher over towards the engine side, and then when they start filtering you, you say, hey guys, I'm here waiting for you. I've been, you know, thinking about this all day, all night, baby, and that's just not happening. They sent all 4 over towards the barrel side, and they got punished hard by Snakebite.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes Optic such a good squad, is they can respond to what's going on at that time. They saw 4 players coming towards them. Snakebite was like, hey, well, I'm just going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to keep this sniper rifle, and then it just snowballed out of control, really. That early control with the sniper rifle has just poised them into this position, and now they are 1 kill away from going 2 maps up against Crowd Pleasers. There we have it. To be honest, Crowd Pleasers never really in that game ever since that rotation that you were speaking about, Tom. Easy peasy, and now we move on to map number 3.
Yeah, moving on to map number 3. That was almost a stake, but not quite there, and gosh, these guys from Optic Gaming, they are playing some top-notch Halo right now, looking at the stats. Kratos going to even Steven 10-10, well 10-6 and 10 kills, 10 deaths, but everybody going positive besides Royal 2, which is the scary part because Royal 2 is the main slayer on the team. So if you can go 9-12 and 9 and be playing a support role and you're known as being the guy, the go-to guy, the MVP guy next to Frosty in terms of the kills and deaths, that is great for Optic Gaming.
And was it just another situation where Crowd Pleasers really lacked control? We saw them obviously go for that 4-man push, didn't really work out. Anything you really spotted they could have done differently aside from that?
Yeah, I mean, that's just all it was that 4-man push. Again, you got to keep that croucher. You got to keep the anchor. That's the thing. You can call it whatever you want, but someone had to sit back and wait for these guys to push. Other than that, they didn't do anything that was, you know, wrong. They challenged some fights that they probably shouldn't have challenged. They were getting picked apart over and over by these guys, but just phenomenal play.
And I think it was 3 power-up pickups as well in the other side of 1 for Crowd Pleasers. So Optic just completely dominating it. And if you have those camouflages to work with, it just makes the game that little bit easier for you as well. You can be sneaky, especially if you've got a scat shot in your back pocket as well. You can just surprise the other team. And Crowd Pleasers now moving into Plaza Strongholds really need to switch things up. They need to gain some sort of momentum. They need to find some sort of form. Maybe they do need to get loud again. Even if they do just get kind of 1 little kill, 1 LBR, 1 pistol, get loud and proud. Yeah. Even if it's not to intimidate your opposition. Get an assault
rifle kill on a guy that's no shields, get pumped up about it. Because, I mean, heck, you only got 31 kills last game.
Yep.
So if you get 1 kill, get hyped about it. I mean, every kill matters. What's so crazy to think about, Gaskin, is the amount of pressure that are on these guys with how much there is to perform. Every day, these guys practice, and they practice, and they practice. And then it all comes down to, what, a 30-minute window here for these guys? A 30-minute to 1-hour window after the thousands of hours of practice that they put in. It's all about harnessing that energy, harnessing that moment, and right now we're not seeing Crowd Pleasers do it.
Now what's the thing, when you are the best, if you even drop a map, everyone starts asking questions. When Supremacy took game 1 earlier against Optic, everyone exploded on Twitter saying, oh my god, Optic have dropped the game, oh my god, what's going on, everything's going wrong. And yes, okay, they came back, they won it 3-1, and Optic are thinking, well, what the hell, it's only 1 map, who cares? But you've got so much eyes on you, so much pressure, so much riding on your shoulders. But now we need to see Crowd Pleasers really do something a little bit different. We are starting things off. It is going to be Plaza Strongholds. I want to see them get loud. I want to see them excite the crowd. I want to see the Crowd Pleasers that we saw during the qualifiers, the Crowd Pleasers we saw at Vegas, because at the moment, they really look lackluster.
But this is what Optic Gaming does to you. That's what's so frustrating playing against them, because they just take the life right out of you. And there it is. I saw a little scream right there, or maybe a bark.
During the load.
Someone stepped on his big toe. That's what it sounded like to me.
Well, here we are, kicking things off now. We'll start off with Naded as well. He's not really been loud and proud. He hasn't really done anything too crazy. He is just going to try and contest the yard. And actually, I'm going to move across to him because I was on the wrong screen. There we go, once again. I was on the spectator view, but Naded now is going to push in, try and find a second. Is going to go for bottom mid and try and capture this one. Always really important to get bottom mid nice and early because it is a very difficult stronghold to get a hold of, but he's going to be shut down immediately when he was pushing in.
Yeah, and here it is, Royal 2 getting into his signature spot in Plaza. This guy loves to hold S4, so expect him to go up there after this, and there it is, going into the little cave, I guess you can say, the little Royal 2 cave. This guy loves to just lock positions down, and the best spot on this map pretty much. And the knock side shuts it down instantly, so that's a good start here for Crowd Pleasers. They're not able to get points that they want quite yet, but they're at least able to get a couple of slays over here. That's going to be his camo finally wearing out for Frosty, and he's going to drop. So now maybe that little bark over there for Crowd Pleasers got them hyped up.
Maybe the bark wasn't enough. We did see total control from Optic Gaming, but now total control for Crowd Pleasers here. But there is going to be just yard taken. Is Nady going to decide to push in, or is he going to wait with his teammates? It does look like they're going to make the move into yard, try and take control of this. They're not letting up. They want to go for more, but they're just going to be punished by Royal 2, who was waiting. As you said, just having one of those players just to wait around, to lurk, as it were, and try and catch anyone off guard.
This game's so fast-paced. There's so much, communication, and it's very hectic. There's, sprinting, thrusting, all that stuff. That's why if you just slow it down, play the radar, these guys don't expect it. That's one of the keys to winning the tournament, is do something that's unexpected. Because again, hours, hundreds of hours of grinding. These guys have played against the best and the worst players. And what's interesting enough is if you have control and if you're on the top of the map and you're S4 and there's another player bottom middle, if that player is a pro or not, you should be winning that fight. So it's all about the positioning that you give yourself. And Optic Gaming, they are going to continue to do what they do and try to lock this map down.
It is, of course, so difficult to try and do the unexpected because, as you said, when you've played the thousands of hours, you've almost come up in every single situation. Naded is now going to try and take bottom mid once again. Is anyone from Optic going to drop down to contest this one, or is this going to be nice and easy? Finally, we see some contestation, but it's just a little bit too late from Optic as Snakebite is taken down by Naded. Finally, Lethal comes in to trade that one. And now we'll have to see Optic just try and get back on this. They've managed to get back into the game. It's 23-25 now. They've got control of 2 of the strongholds, but not bottom mid. And I guess that is a setup you can work with if you've got the yard and the nest. It's not the normal kind of setup you'd go for, but I suppose if it does work, why not try it?
So total control coming out for Optic Gaming. Just going to be temporary, though, as you do see Denoxide. Nice job getting that kill onto Royal 2. He is out of ammo, though, with his P-Shot, so he has to switch on over to his pistol, which he's also out of ammo for, so that's so unfortunate for Denoxide, but he's at least distracting these guys, trying to find something desperately. There's the light rifle, and he distracts another one. Lethal's going to drop to Kratos. It doesn't matter if this guy has any bullets in his gun, he's still going to try to help his team out and help capture bottom middle. Nice job by Crowd Pleasers.
Yeah, bottom middle as well. Now we need to see the push round try and take yard, perhaps, but they've got to. Sometimes teams will be more than happy just to have those 2 strongholds. I personally like to see teams push for the 3, get aggressive, just not allow the other team to breathe whatsoever. But I suppose when you're against Optic Gaming, the best of the best, you can only take what you are given, as Kratos is just going to defend over here at Nest as well. No one pushing him just yet. Needs to stay alive, though. Needs to be very aware of his surroundings, aware of where his teammates are to make sure that he can escape, and escape he does.
Crowd Pleasers bringing this one back, trying to tie it up. Optic Gaming had some pretty nice setups, but I gotta give props where it's due. These guys have broken a triple cap already and some pretty solid setups when these guys have had shotgun and camo, so that's not very easy to do. Much easier said than done when you're going up against Optic Gaming, the best team in the world. So let's see if Optic Gaming is going to be able to give these guys a taste of their own medicine and break the setup coming out from Crowd Pleaser. Snakebite doing the right thing, pushing on over towards the loop and controlling this side of the map. Where's the rest of his teammates, though? Looks like they're trying to go over towards bottom middle and Nest, and it looks like Nest is going to be captured. Bottom middle is on its way. That player completely out of position. Straight stick drops pretty much for free. And camo coming up here soon. This is great news for Optic Gaming. This is pretty much where they can run away with this game in this series.
Oh, and Snakebite finds that kill as well onto Denoxide. Absolutely huge. Unfortunately, does get taken down eventually, but they've still got total control. Crowd Pleasers were doing well to keep this a very scrappy game, but now it looks like Optic are finally finding a little bit of form and control. And look at the amount of players from Crowd Pleasers having to bombard onto yard just to be able to pick up one stronghold. And now they're locked in. Optic can look across the cafe, they can look into yard, they can pick and choose where they want to hold, as Crowd Pleasers need to try and escape this.
Yeah, I just want to point out that while all of this is happening, Frosty has sat back and he eventually died, but his job was anchoring over towards the snipe side. So now you're going to see someone else come and try to fill his position as everyone is going for bottom, middle, and Nest now because they have 2 players from Optic over towards the yard. So that's an example where Optic Gaming, they wish they had that back. Ooh, nice shots by Snakebite, but not able to figure it, get that kill. But they don't give up bottom, middle, so that's good. That could have been pretty disastrous for Optic, trading bottom, middle, and Nest for yard. That's not a good trade. So now they're going to try to get this triple cap back, put 2 people in Nest, and try to run away with this one. Looks like it's going to be a Nest for yard trade, and that's definitely a good trade.
It was a good push coming out from Crowd Pleasers, splitting up 2 and 2, going Nest and bottom middle, but unfortunately for them, Optic were just spread across the map, able to watch all the angles, and they still have control. And now Crowd Pleasers back, stuck in that yard. They're trying something different now, trying to push down through these stairs up to Cinema, but they're just being shut down one by one, and constantly there is a member of Optic just behind, going for that backstab, just waiting in bottom middle and making sure that CP aren't able to pick up any strongholds easily. And now we see the aggression coming out from Optic as well. They're taking yard. They want total control once again. They want to put this game to bed, Tom.
They really do, and it's so close to being over. All they have to do is probably kill these guys one more time on the side of Crowd Pleasers, and it shouldn't be too hard. They've outslayed them 46-36 in this game so far, and Snakebite also has the camo. So let's see if PJ Snakebite can do anything to try to secure this series for Optic Gaming. And that's a good start, killing the guy over towards the snipe side. He's predicting another player to come up that ramp, and he is. Nice shots, only missing one onto Kratos. Staying alive with this camo, this is all he needs to do. Continue to try to capture Nest with his teammate, and there he is, poking in. Just trying to double cap this as fast as possible. Only 6 more points, and now they're going to try to probably rotate towards bottom middle because the guys are going to have to immediately move on the side of Crowd Pleasers, and there's nothing CP can do. They all dropped, 3 dead. Bottom middle being captured by Optic Gaming. That's a swift 3-0 from the green wall. Very, very impressive series from Optic Gaming.
Yeah, Optic showing why they are the reigning champions and why they are the favorites to take this whole tournament as well. Crowd Pleasers didn't even have a look in that series, to be honest. But perhaps they can take something away and they might be able to play a little bit better when we get into bracket play. But that will be the group going in favor of Optic as well. So fantastic stuff from them. And to be honest, just absolutely beautiful Halo. It was unquestionable. I didn't see anything Optic did wrong. It just seemed like everything they did was perfectly right, to be honest, Tom.
Clean game, never gave the guys momentum on the side of Crowd Pleasers. Flawless execution. You can't really play it any better than these guys did. And, you know, when we go and look at the stats, if we can, I want to go ahead and see, or I'll just walk you guys through it. 15 and 11 coming out from Snakebite. 15 and 5, though, from Royal 2. Everybody else on Optic Gaming had 11 deaths from that game. Royal 2 only had 5. So that just goes to show you when we're talking about that anchor, that guy that needs to say, all right, guys, we are doing a barrels push on Rig Slayer, but you know what? I'm smarter than that. I'm going to sit back and kind of bait you guys. And that's what Royal 2 does so well. That's what everybody on Optic Gaming does so well. They just are the kings of the bait and switch. They know how to play Halo 5 the right way, and they have near flawless execution. Everyone's going to have to bring their A game if they want to beat these guys this weekend. I'm
wondering how big of a gap there is now between these top 3 teams and the rest, to be honest, because after the 3-0 we just saw earlier, Luminosity getting taken down by Liquid, and of course Optic winning 3-0 here as well. Let's have an interview with one of the Optic players down on the floor with Mr. Josh Gray.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. I am joined by Snipedown, who dominated. I'm just kidding, guys. This Snakebite right here. I had to troll him once. Did you see how well he did? Give it up. Give it up for Optic. All right, dude. I owed you that one, Snakebite. Let's talk about how well you guys did in that first matchup. You made it look easy, but this is why people love Optic.
I think our communication, honestly, just kind of carries us through everything. CP, absolutely great team. This is just the start of the weekend, so obviously we played really well, but we just have to keep have the momentum rolling.
Now, with that momentum, though, we saw a loss that you guys took against Supremacy, but that was the same for Crowd Pleasers. What happened at the beginning of the day? Was that just jitters, first day, getting warmed up, and then how did you guys adjust and take that victory as well?
I think it was a little bit of everything. First series, you always come out a little bit flat, but they're a great team. All the foreign teams, especially this season, are very, very close to NA, so no discredit to them whatsoever. They just played really well.
What is it about Optic that separates you guys from every other team? And when we hear the crowd cheering for you, we hear it constantly on the internet. People are rooting for you, #GreenWall. What do you think you guys have that nobody else does?
I think we're just very calm, and that's something that I think a lot of people don't necessarily have. Our work ethic online kind of carries us through knowing every single situation. Anytime we're at an event, we know exactly what we need to be doing. What separates us is definitely just work ethic and communication, without a doubt.
Communication, obviously key, but when things get stressful, how do you guys keep calm in those situations?
I think just knowing you've been there before. Anytime it's a close game, close series, anything like that, you know, we've been competing a very long time, especially competing with each other for a very long time. Just kind of know you've been there before and play like it.
You've been there before. You've been here before. You guys are the reigning champions. So congratulations on the victory. And we'll see a little bit later today. Give it up for Optic. Give it up for Snakebite. Congratulations once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Halo World Championships 2017 $1 million prize pool. That's all being handled on Sunday. Today is Friday and we're going through the group stages. We're here at the Xfinity desk. My name is Alex Axel Tosrigas and I'm joined by Walshy and Ghost. Guys, we just saw in the most previous match on the stream, Optic. We're like, okay, are they going to come in and are they going to do well? Well, they lost their first game in the tournament.
Yep.
But then they've won ever since. And that was absolutely true there. 3-0 against the crowd pleasers. Let's talk about that match, guys. Optic kind of picking up where we expected them to.
Yeah, just another day in the office for Optic. They're clearly capable of hitting some of the most ridiculous shots, and their individual skill is unmatched when it comes across all the other squads. However, it's their decision-making which sets them apart. That amazing rotation we saw on Rig where they just avoided 3 members going through barrel side, and they just rotated all the way over towards bunker. Those are the kind of plays that just take them to the next level.
100%.
Looking at the series layout, pretty comfortable, pretty smooth. 3-0 there on the CTF, 50-31 on the Slayer, 100-54 on the Strongholds. Walsh, you mentioned that particular play. Anything else kind of that come to mind for you there, Ghost, on Optic's performance? I mean, how well they were doing.
Yeah, it was definitely, like Dave said, kind of just textbook Halo. Watching them play, their decision-making, it is a level above the rest in a sense, but at the same point, when you're talking about their skills, something that I think that a lot of players don't really highlight much is the fact that they're so good at that close range encounter. Just taking a look at this snakebite play, he's in a close proximity encounter, right? There's a guy now about to come underneath him from driveway. He manages to clean up this kill, and right now his entire team is just setting up. They're pushing out to block spawns, and here he is up in front. In the bottom middle of the map, just doing everything he can to help out his teammate, and then sure enough, able to double cap this bottom middle hill, and it's that type of stuff, right? And turns it into a triple cap. That I mean, it's amazing what they can really do and get away with sometimes. And you know, snakebite up in front there. Normally, you would see players on the opposite team kind of fly out light rifle, put some pressure on. But for him, it seems like he's always in the right place at the right time. Very snakebite attribute, I guess you could say, because most people point to him as being the best player in the world right now. And right there in that replay proves it.
He's been, I think, MVP of like the last tournaments that we've seen him at.
Yep.
Again, picking up where he left off. It was also great to hear him on the stage there talking about how one of the important elements he thinks that makes Optic so good is that they stay calm, right? I really liked hearing that from him, you know, staying calm even though sometimes you're dealing with some adversity, especially losing the first game in the tournament, but still able to keep their composure and play how Optic Gaming plays.
Yeah, you said it. You said it before. It's their work ethic. They've been there so many times before. They're getting on every single night, scrimming, practicing.
Oh, every night.
And they're not just throwing away games and not be like, oh, it's online. We're better when we get to the live environment.
Yep.
No, they take every single game seriously and try to win every game they can.
And the thing that's odd to me now is I think as a player about a year ago and as a caster, I guess we always pointed to Royal 2 as being this slaying dominant force, right? And now fast forward a year at the next HWC, and he's kind of, you know, yeah, he still puts up some kills, but he's kind of dialed it back a little bit. We've talked about how he's been a little bit of a support player. I don't know if that's as much as a role change as I want to kind of predict that it could be something a little bit scarier, right? Where Royal 2 doesn't need to unload his slaying, his sniping and everything like that. And so I'm like concerned for other teams in a way that Royal 2 can kind of just crouch walk around, it seems sometimes, not get many kills, get a few assists, and not get many deaths. And next thing you know, it's just classic Optic Gaming Halo right now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they break out for the rest of the tournament.
They're looking good, and with that victory, they have they've won Group A. So we're getting some results in from groups. Group A is done. Group C is done. Optic in first place in Group A. Crowd Pleaser second. Supremacy third. In Group C, Splyce coming out on top with Envious in second place. Remember that first match of the day we saw Envious versus Splyce, which interesting little development here. And again, we're standing by on brackets, but Envious second in their group. Optic first in their group, potentially setting up to Optic versus Envious in winners bracket round 1. Again, nothing's official at all, but for you speculators out there, look out, because the bracket info is coming. But that being said, we're going to finish analyzing this game from Optic, and Elamite's going to help us out from the telestrator. Elamite, take it away.
Thanks so much, Axel Toss. And yes, we did just see Optic Gaming come out and dominate crowd pleasers and proving that this is one of the best, if not the best team in the entire world. We're going to break down some of these plays here. We're taking a look now at the rig. And what I wanted to highlight here was some of the rotations that we saw from Optic Gaming. So it started out and we had Snakebite move from bunker over into tower 2 with the sniper rifle. Picks up a kill actually on a player over here towards barrels. We had another player at the old sniper spawn and a player here getting ready to rotate towards nest. They got a lot of opportunities here, so actually picking up a kill over at the barrels, picking up additional kills, actually 3 kills on the players in basement through taking a bunch of different angles here. So we actually had player rotate over towards nest, Snakebite rotate over towards the barrels here, and another player that was at that old sniper drop through the window and challenge the players in basement. So let's go ahead and roll that clip and take a look at exactly how this unfolded here. So you do have Snakebite, you can see the player outlines on your screen. He gets a player weak that's over in the hallway, another player directly below him, helps assist, pick up that kill, and rotates over towards the barrels. As you can see, Royal 2 charges in from old sniper, commits to the players hiding in basement. 2 additional players down here as another player is rotating over towards nest, and they pick up all 3 kills. Tie game, it turns into shooting fish in a barrel here for this Optic Gaming squad, and they're able to run away with the game here.